When Kerry approached me about being able to have this exhibition, to me I was really interested in two things. The place that Hazelhurst has today and the legacy that the Broadhurst had given, but also who were the Broadhursts, who were these people and how did they live here and what was their domestic life like. My name is Druitt Preston and my body of work being shown here at Hazelhurst is a stilled life, part of Quintet. I've got a strong connection. I've taught in this area at high schools, I've taught at the TAFE as well, and my family were here. So it's become home for me now, Southern Sydney. I think the thing that I was really interested in was, particularly with Ben, well, the shirt making factory, and that's why I made him a business shirt. And I made each of his brothers, who died in the First World War, that he felt he was still in communication with. I made them some tulle, sheer, army shirts. The way that he ran this as a farm and registered the ground as a farm so it wasn't broken up. And he put 200 chooks on here, so I've tried to put the chooks in. I was interested in the workings of the house and how they employed a lot of people here in the gardens and in the home, which is why I used the kitchen furniture of the time, the tea towels, but all non-functional, because that feminist bit of me thinks about the work that my grandmother did and my mother did. They were seen as decorative, they were seen as craft, they were there to beautify the home. But actually recognising that work and giving it a new life, hopefully we've broken down a lot of boundaries. Art doesn't have to just be high art, fine art. What underpinned all of this was this place, this escape, this Arcadia that they tried to create for themselves, but they were private people. And I could tie that into how home, our nests are our safe places, and this was their safe place. The majority of people, when they make a lino block print, they cut out everything that they haven't made black, so they know exactly what the print's going to look like. That to me would be really boring. And so what I do is I start with a line, just a fine pen line that I've transferred from a drawing with carbon paper, old school, onto the block, always reversed because it's going to flip the other way, and then I make it up as I go. As I start to cut, I'm thinking, is this going to be a light line or a dark line? Is this going to be a white shape or a black shape? I have no idea what it's going to look like, and I love that leaping off. I print on very thin paper. It's called Wensau paper. It's a mulberry paper. Because I print more than I need, often, I have a whole lot of scrap. This time I decided that I would cover some chairs in paper. The table has got the applique. And then the wall, the hangings, the vertical hangings, all of that is print. And the images from that come from colouring in books of the 1940s and 50s, which are very gender stereotyping of children at the time. I broke the stereotype by giving one of the girls a spade, and I made the artist me, drawing Hazelhurst. The Hazelhurst works, which to me are the three key works of the exhibition, because to me these are the most ambitious lino blocks I've ever made. But because of lockdown, I couldn't come up here, and I downloaded botanical drawings of all of the plants that were listed for along the side of the road. And I made two flower arrangements as if I was arranging flowers in a vase. I traced them and put them onto the block and started cutting. The Broadhursts are no longer here, but the one thing that is still here, other than the house, is the wonderful light fitting that we're sitting underneath. So I combined the drawings with the photographs, enlarged them again, put it down onto the lino, and then had to work with that space that was around it, developing patterns and trying to get that feeling of the illumination of light and looking up into this fabulous dome. I hope I want them to go into the gallery, and by the way, I've changed the whole gallery space by putting the carpet down, because they had a Persian carpet in this room. By putting wallpaper on the walls because they had wallpaper. I want them to feel like they're seeing print in a new way, lino block in a completely new way, and they're also seeing the exhibition space, which can be quite challenging for people. By changing that space up, by having hangings which are like curtains, having furniture. I want them to feel like they can wander through the space and sort of claim it as their own.